Hello everyone, this is Cherie, and this is the 31-Day Horror Movie Challenge. Today's challenge is number 21, a Freddy Krueger movie. I chose Wes Craven's New Nightmare from 1994. As Heather Langenkamp considers making another Nightmare on Elm Street film with Wes Craven, her son falls under the spell of the iconic villain Freddy Krueger. This is a meta-supernatural slasher film. It was written and directed by Wes Craven, and it stars Heather Langenkamp as herself, Robert Englund as himself, and a cameo by Wes Craven himself. What works in the movie? I liked this. I liked the meta narrative, and it was great seeing all the actors back. And there were callbacks to the very first Nightmare on Elm Street. So Heather Langenkamp was the first final girl, I guess you'd call it, of the Nightmare franchise. And it was done really well. I was thoroughly enjoying the ride. What doesn't work in the movie? There was some green screen for a crossing the highway scene that, looked like green screen. There were some lapses of logic. I don't know. I've worked in so many different fields that I can tell when someone's writing something who hasn't ever worked in that field. For instance, like in the child's hospital room, there were lit up panels of his x-rays on two different sides of the walls. I mean, wouldn't that be scary for a child to be looking at his skeleton on the walls? First off, I'm not sure if they would be in there. The panels might be, but I don't think the x-rays would have been, and I think the light would have been turned off so that the kid couldn't see them if they were in there. But just little stuff like that. And I know it looked really good from an art direction standpoint, so, I'm sure that's why they did it. Does Freddy play as an allegory in this film? I think so, but I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here. So Heather visits Wes, and he talks about having to write this new film to make this new movie because the old films were trapping this evil entity that entered the world through Freddy Krueger. And basically because people have forgotten about those films, they're way in the past and it's not in the public imagination anymore, the entity is now able to really get out there. And so they have to make this movie in order to contain the entity again. And so I think that's like the allegory of, know your history, otherwise history will repeat itself. Maybe that's what he was going for. How does this film differ from the Friday the 13th film's depiction of women? Well, the women in this film are very realistic. In the Friday the 13th film, I think they were more like caricatures or stereotypes. Do you prefer a chatty killer or a silent killer? I think the silent ones are scarier, but Freddy Krueger, he's fun. This one didn't go extremely camp. It waited until the end, the last act, the final battle, and there was just some stuff at the very end which led into that really like overly campy territory. But again, I really enjoyed this film. So yeah, I'd recommend it if you're a Freddy Krueger fan. Definitely watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.